If you're someone who plans on trading during this time of the year, or at least paying attention to markets towards the end of 2021, going into 2022, this video is for you. We're going to be talking about markets and the possible move that is setting up here towards the end of the year. Now, end of year is an interesting time in markets, as a lot of times what ends up happening is you have a lot of traders balancing portfolios, traders who are closing out positions and taking profits and things like that, or they are just looking to wait until the new year. But there is also this phenomenon that happens each year, or at least it's some years it happens, some years it doesn't. It's called the Santa Claus Rally. Now, in this video, what we're going to talk about is I'm going to talk about the Santa Claus Rally and setting it up for 2021. My thoughts, what we're looking at, and more. So I actually wanted to start real quick, look at the S&P 500. And again, if you plan on trading during this time, I think it's in your best interest to know about this idea or this concept so that it doesn't take you by surprise if you do plan on taking any positions before the end of the year. Now, we do have only about 8 or 9 days left here before the end of the year. But again, if you plan on taking any trades, this is important information. Hey guys, before I get too far into this video, I do want to just say right now we're doing a 22% off sale for welcoming in the new year 2022. So if you'd like to join us going into the new year, start it off, trade with us. We're looking for more serious traders to join us. Yes, there is a fee. It's because there's a full staff of people who make all of this content possible. But inside of the Discord, you're going to get access to a whole list of great perks. So I want you to go check out the link down below in the description if you'd like to read through all the different perks that you get. You get all sorts of trade alerts, you get access to our chat rooms, our educational material, and much, much more. There's a link down below in the description, and if you plug in the code that's down there, you're going to get 22% off any of our membership options, and it's for a limited time. So if you'd like to join the new year with us, then again, all the information is down below in the description. Now back to the video. Now, the Santa Claus Rally is this idea that after Christmas or on Christmas Day until the end of the year, that there will be this big, strong rally in markets. Now, you might say, well, Nick, I don't trade SPX. Well, stay with me because it does have impact on the currency market as well. And what this is it's basically like an optimism buying pressure that happens on the stock market every once in a while. Now, again, it doesn't happen every year, and we've already started to see a little bit of a rally, and this is where things get interesting. The question is there going to be a continued push here after what we've seen recently as a sideways market, which is causing some volatility in the currency market as well? Again, in just a moment, we're going to look at the currency side of this. But on the stock market side, we've seen a big drop, or at least some form of a drop. We've seen consolidation sideways, and now we're starting to see some strength before Christmas. So now the question is, are we going to see a breakout even higher? And that is the question. I think, honestly, the risk to reward here looks pretty good. So stocks are notoriously strong right now. The stock market is just continuously pushing higher highs throughout the last, several years now. Even through COVID, we saw that big drop, but then again, push back to the highs relatively quickly. And so with such a resilient stock market, I would not be surprised to see another crazy, bullish push by the bulls here going into Christmas. Now, what could that tell us about the currency market? Because again, we're focused mostly on this channel on Forex, indices, and commodities. So of course, for those of you who are trading SPX, I think it's possible that you could see some rally here and some return back to the highs. I think a very natural place for the S&P 500 is to come back and rest at the top at the very least towards the end of the year. Now, will that happen before January 1st? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe we see the inverse. Maybe we see a drop. But I'm pointing this out because I think that there is a solid chance that we could see markets continue to sort of recover here towards the end of the year during that perhaps Santa Claus rally. So what could that tell us about the currency market? Well, the currency market has some interesting things to think about. I want to scroll this to the side for you guys to get a picture of what we're talking about here. So stocks are what you call more of a risky investment. So we can go ahead and put in quote, risky asset, okay? Okay, so when you have a risky asset that is like stocks, right? So we could put stocks in here or stonks in here, right? So we've got stonks in here, but you've also got other things here. You've got, for example, AUD. And if you've been watching my channel, you know where I'm going with this. You've probably seen these listed before. These are the currencies that we would generally consider to be more on the higher risk of the spectrum, in terms of the major currencies, right? Now, in terms of risk off or not so risky, we'll just call it risk off. This is the stuff that people buy when they want to take risk off the table, right? So risk off includes things like JPY, right? And things like CHF and arguably the euro, right? And somewhat the USD. This is kind of a mixed one. Now, the idea being here, if there is a Santa Claus rally inbound, like if that's possible, which I think I would be willing to say that I think it's more likely to happen than to not happen. That is my opinion. Please remember, I can be wrong, and plenty of YouTube comments will let me know if I'm wrong. I'm just sharing my thoughts here. My thoughts are that the Santa Claus rally seems like it may be setting up here as we've been sideways in the markets, we've been consolidating a little bit, and now the market seems to be, and this is part of the reasoning, it seems to be shrugging off this Omicron situation pretty quick, just like it did with the Delta variant. Of course, these are very real things and scary things, especially in the medical world, as you know, it's new waters for people. But again, markets are pretty resilient right now, and the reaction seems to be a fairly quick return to normalcy due to these upcoming things, as people are more, they're more ready for scenarios and new scenarios to come up. So with that said, maybe there's a lean towards this left-hand side going into the end of the year. Now, if you guys have been watching me, you know I'm very net bullish on the US dollar right now, and I still think I am. So of all this list, I would say that right now there may be, and I'm going to be looking for breakout and pullback opportunities on these things, because I think that the risk to reward for betting on some of these more aggressive currencies could yield something pretty good. Now, more specifically, I may be looking to actually sell things like JPY, CHF, and Euro, right? I may be looking to actually pick up some of these things in favor of these for a possible Santa Claus rally. Now, why would this impact? Why does the stock market matter? Well, all markets, to some degree or another, they're all like cousins. They're all related and they all communicate in some way or another, as risk sentiment is really the idea that we're talking about. Risk sentiment, if it leans towards the higher risk, higher return stuff like stocks, the Australian dollar, the Kiwi dollar, the CAD, and the pound, then those things could all rally simultaneously. On the flip side, our risk-off assets could suffer, like JPY, CHF, and Euro. So let's go look at some individual currency pairs and think about something. One that I pulled up on stream today that I want to share with you guys today is the pound yen. Now, the pound yen, again, when we take a look in isolation, when we look at GJ, we're talking about a higher risk asset, the pound, versus a low risk and more conservative currency, which is that Japanese yen. A very well-established economy, a historically stable economy. People bet on this when they're unsure about markets. They bet on this when they're willing to take a little bit more risk. And what we see is that as stock markets rally, look at what we see happening with the pound yen. We see the pound yen making a stab higher. Now, my thought here is that yes, we kind of have a downtrend here on the 4-hour chart, but it seems like if we draw this regression trend, it seems like we're trying to break that concept and now make a move higher. In fact, we also have this level of resistance, and this is where the key spot for me lies on pound yen. Can we in fact get enough of a bullish sentiment and a breakout here to get us above 152.5? If in that case, I'm bullish on pound yen on retests, looking for further upside going into the end of the year and possibly even into the new year. I think that maybe this corrective phase on the higher time frames for pound yen could be over. Let's move on. Let's take a look at another pair. Maybe Aussie yen could be a similar concept to look at. Again, very strong moves here coming in for the Aussie pairs, the Kiwi pairs, the pound pairs. We're seeing a little bit of resurgence on those. And now with a similar concept here on Aussie yen, we're seeing the yen start to take a little bit of a beating as the Aussie yen and the pound yen tried to break out. Now, if we see big moves above these levels, big levels of resistance getting broken, I'm going to take that as a bullish indication, and I'm probably going to look for long setups against the yen. okay? And that is on the idea of a new year could cause some new trends to develop on some of these more aggressive currencies. Now, what about a little bit more of a risky one? Well, the CAD yen has been suffering immensely. The oil market has been down pretty dang bad. And so this one is farther away from breaking out. But this could be something to watch further if you are looking for CAD trades. Maybe a breakout of this level, something big like this, breaking some structure, could be worth looking for pullback plays and breakouts to new trends in the new year. So again, my idea here is a possible trend direction change on some of these more aggressive currencies that we talked about earlier, right? Remember all those concepts. Let's see if I can go all the way back. Can I go all the way back? Almost there.
We have to go back.
There it is. Again, more of those risky assets looking perhaps more attractive going into the new year as they have been sold off pretty bad. And now again, with stocks showing that possible Santa Claus rally, I think it may be worth looking at things like Aussie, Kiwi, CAD, and Pound, especially the CAD. That's been really beaten down. And there may be some opportunities to look for some reversals. Now, the thing about the CAD, I will say, is that versus something like the dollar, not so interested in shorting the dollar at this moment. The dollar looking very strong as well going into the new year. So what I am specifically talking about is I am looking personally to be selling CHF and JPY in the new year. Okay, that is my personal opinion. Please don't take that as financial advice. Please read the disclaimer down below in the description. Before you take any risk, all trading involves a serious risk of loss, and you should seriously consider it before you make any decisions on your own. Okay, but I am personally interested in possibly selling some JPY pairs in favor of more aggressive currencies going into the new year based on my bullish idea about stocks. So I hope that helps. That's kind of a full compass view of my thoughts going into the end of the year. If this was helpful to you in any way, shape, or form, please do me a favor and hit that like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and we'll see you back next time. What's up, guys? Thanks for watching today's video. There are more videos available on our channel here and here, so go ahead and click into that for some more free trading content. With that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you back next time.